Bueno, ya que estamos por aquí, vamos a visitar a Daimon a entregarle el hierro.
How fares the search?
He encontrado el hierro infernal que nos dijiste.
Please let this work.
The weight of it. And that blaze of chaos. Can't imagine this where my heart should be. Must be quite the experience. Give me just a moment. And I think... There. You'll have to install it, I'm afraid. I don't think there are thick enough gloves in all the realms to protect from that kind of heat.
That feels... good. I'm still burning hot as hell's hole, but I feel less... changeable. Cheers, mate.
Pleasure. And as for the heat, I haven't got any solutions now, but I'm not giving up. Could be if the combustion chamber had its own insulation, or if we had some kind of enchanted coolant. Find me again in Baldur's Gate. If I'm worth my salt, I'll have figured something out by then. Take care, Karlach. And hopefully the next time I see you, I'll have something promising to report. Pocket any infernal iron you find along the way,
Daimon's upgrade didn't cool me down, but it did juice me up. I don't think I've ever felt more powerful.
Encontraremos más hierro infernal y te conseguiremos también esa segunda mejora, ya verás.
Sooner rather than later would be good. I feel like I'm burning serious fuel.
¿Estarás bien mientras?
Oh, fuck yes. I'm ready to burn all night. Speaking of, I could eat a giant badger. Is it almost time for dinner?
Mientras estábamos explorando por el pantano, nos encontramos una carta escondida que era para Kagha, y en ella pone que está compinchado con los druidas de las sombras, lo cual es bastante malo, y quiere hacerse con la arboleda. Así que vamos a ir a enfrentarnos a ella.
Why are you here? I sent you to Zevlor.
Sé la verdad, sé que quieres entregar la arboleda a los druidas de las sombras.
What?
¿Qué?
That damn nose of yours has gone poking in our business.
Mistress Oliden, I can explain.
Shh, shh. No need. It couldn't be helped.
Kagha, what is the meaning of this?
You think yourself quite the spy, don't you? Go on, tell him.
Kagha está con los druidas de las sombras. Pretende convertir el círculo.
A shadow druid? Kagha, have you lost your mind?
You and Elsin welcome untouchables to your midst. You defile the grove for the sake of harmony.
Oliden speaks truth. Who among you disagrees? Who would see this grove in ruin?
The choice is made. Kagha, burn the tainted away. Start with the snitch.
As you say, Oliden.
Sois druidas, habéis hecho un juramento de defender la naturaleza. Deberéis estar de su parte.
No. You twist the teachings. In harmony, we perish. In shadow, we are pure.
You watch Kagha closely. If she is moved by your plea, she gives no sign.
Lo he intentado, y me parece que la única manera de solucionarlo, lo siento, pero va a ser derramando sangre.
Oliden, strike! We take this grove for the shadows!
To think Kagha had turned to the ways of shadow. Her corruption ran so deep. Yet for her to die like this, under the Tree Father's gaze, perhaps it is justice. If only justice soothed my heart. A grove drenched in blood is no sanctuary at all.
Han parado el ritual, ya lo están haciendo. Lo hemos conseguido.
To think we almost finished the ritual. I felt honored when I was chosen to participate. Now I feel guilty I didn't object.
Bueno, lo hemos conseguido. La arboleda está a salvo. Vamos a hablar con Celor, seguro que se alegra.
I'm told the druids have stopped their damned chanting. What happened?
Kagha está muerta.
Truly. I'm sorry it had to come to this. But she left us with no choice. Thank you. We still have the goblins to contend with, but you've given us time to prepare. I need to ensure my people make the most of it. But here, left over from my soldiering days, it's sparse thanks for what you've done for us, but gods and goblins willing, I won't need it again. If you can clear the road of goblins, as you say, I'll ensure a reward is gathered for you.
Ok, nos habíamos dejado aquí una misión de entrar a un sótano. Parece bastante normal. Pero mira lo que hay aquí escondido. Un pasadizo secreto. Y un espejito mágico. Hola, soy Lady Gek.
I do not know this name. If you are known to my master, step forward and declare yourself an ally.
Sí, claro, soy tu aliado. Sí.
Only a true ally of Ilintoth may pass. What think you of the Zolkir known as Zastan?
Vamos a jugarnos a que no es alguien bueno.
You are no Zolkir, but are you wise? Tell me, why might one use balsam ointment?
Es para las heridas, ¿no?
Acceptable, finally. If you could see anything in me, what would it be?
Me gustaría saber la forma de eliminar el gusano que hay en mi cabeza.
You seek to survive. You seek power. Be welcome.
Oh, y es una puerta secreta más. Hay algo aquí escondido y con una trampa de esas de presión.
The book is locked tight with no visible keyhole, only an oval recess in the cover's mouth. You try to examine the book, but the longer you stare, the more those piercing amethyst eyes draw you in. You can sense something dark about this tome. Something profane.
A cursed book? How obvious. Whoever opens it deserves the fate that befalls them.
Please don't open the creepy book.
That looks terribly heavy. Why don't you let me carry it for you?
Encontramos una piedra que encaja sospechosamente en el libro. ¿Y si la colocamos? Venga, vamos a dárselo a Astarion, que parece que le gusta.
Excellent.
You don't know what he read, but it had an effect. His eyes are hungry, but pained.
Well, quite the page turner. I'll get back to it when I have more time to focus.
Y ahora salimos corriendo que se activan las trampas. Suena algo extraño aquí dentro.
As you approach, a guttural scream and a succession of quick bangs rattle the door. Then, a low moan. Someone, or something, is having a bit of fun.
Hola.
Go away!
Wait, don't interrupt them. Let me do it. They sound disgusting.
Adelante, lo voy a abrir igualmente. Mira qué feliz parece.
What the hell are you doing?
Ups, lo siento.
Ruined. Smash! Oh, smash you!
Perdón. Vamos a ir a Mirmir un momento a recargarnos. Vaya, qué bonito.
Oh. My, you startled me. I was miles away.
¿Quién era? ¿Alguien a quien añoras?
In a manner of speaking, yes. I was lost in prayer of all things. Mistra, for indeed it was her image I conjured, commands all magic. Salvation, if such a thing exists, is hers to bestow or withhold. And yet even now, more than I fear losing my own self and soul, I fear losing my command of her art.
Magic is my life. I've been in touch with the weave for as long as I can remember. There's nothing like it. It's like music, poetry, physical beauty, all rolled into one and given expression through the senses. Would you like to experience this?
¿Probar magia? Claro, ¿por qué no?
Then follow my lead. Now you.
Ooh.
You feel something strange, like a kind word and a kind touch at the same time. It's warm and comfortable.
Excellent. Now, repeat after me. Athran mistraril kantrak eo.
Suddenly, the scent of rose water and a sense of well-being. A sliver of weave that tastes sweet on the tongue.
Very good. Now, I want you to picture in your mind the concept of harmony, as true as you can.
You see, or is it sense, the presence of a woman. The woman who hovered over Gale's palm. There's something like the anticipation of a kiss, then the pleasure of being cloaked in peace. You are safe. You are nestled in the cup of Mistra's hand.
You did it! You're channeling the weave. How does it feel?
Es increíble, es mágico.
That it does.
The weave connects you. The moment feels intimate. You realize the weave is making you one. You have but to imagine your desire, and Gale will know it.
A ver, no tenía intención de hacer el romance con Gale, así que vamos a decir que vamos a ser buenos amigos, ¿vale? Lo siento.
The weave evaporates, and as it does so, you realize the night feels suddenly cold and lonesome.
Oh. There it goes. How easily things slip away from us, no matter how hard they were in the obtaining. Good night. I enjoyed sharing a moment of magic with you.
Sí, buenas noches, supongo.
Darling, I was just thinking about you. Remembering our time together, the things we've shared. And I don't just mean that lovely neck of yours. I'm growing to like the whole package. Honestly. And you clearly like me too. So...
¿Cómo que claramente? ¿En qué lo has notado?
I could feel it. As I was getting lost in your neck. Your little shakes of excitement. You enjoyed it. Didn't you?
A ver, Una dama no habla de esas cosas, por favor, Astarion.
You don't have to say a thing. I already know how you feel. Because I feel it too. We could take an evening to ourselves, get away from camp, get some privacy. I know somewhere quiet, somewhere intimate, somewhere we can indulge in each other.
Me gusta la idea.
Wonderful. I just hope we don't have to wait too long before we can steal away. But once we can, I promise you a night you'll never forget. See you there, lover.
Infinities upon infinities.
Laezel, ¿es cosa mía o últimamente me miras un poco raro?
I have a confession. I was too hasty to judge you. I thought you witless, gutless, unimpressively bland.
Gracias, supongo. ¿Y ahora?
Now, well, you've earned my respect and more still. You've proven your wits. You are efficient and dominant, in and out of battle. You've proven your courage. I swear you would tear the horns off one dragon to plunge into another. And you're hardly bland. Your scent alone is enough to make my neck sweat and my hairs stand on end.
¿Me estás tirando los tejos de una forma un poco extraña?
Isn't it obvious? I want to taste you. Perhaps tonight, perhaps later, but I want it all the same. Do you?
Lo siento mucho. Es un halago, pero creo que no lo siento.
Your loss, I fear. One day soon, you will wonder how my lips might have tasted, how my fingers on your skin might have felt, and you will wish you could return to this lost moment.
Pero bueno, ¿pero qué pasa esta noche? Vamos a dormir ya, anda. Gale, ¿en serio otra vez?
You'll have to speak slowly. I'm finding it quite difficult to concentrate with my condition gnawing at my insides like a teething displacer kitten.
Sobre ese problemilla tuyo, ¿por qué necesitas la magia?
Think of it as tribute. The kind a king might pay to a more powerful neighbor to avoid invasion. As long as I pay, there will be peace. But should I ever stop, along comes a war. I can assure you, the battlefield would extend well beyond the borders of my body alone.
Bueno, pues te doy otro artilugio para que te recuperes.
That is most gratifying to hear. May I? Thank you. Good gods. It hardly has any effect. Oh, Mistra, have mercy on us all. Listen, I need to speak to you, to all of you. It would be unconscionable of me to remain silent.
Adelante, estás entre amigos.
I might just be about to remedy that. You have to know who I was. You have to know who I really am. What I am is a walking shadow of the promise I once held. I'm what one might call a wizard prodigy. And from an early age could not only control the weave, but compose it. Much like a musician or a poet. Such was my skill that it earned me the attention of the mother of magic herself. The Lady of Mysteries. The goddess Mistra. She revealed herself to me and she became my teacher. In time she became my muse. And later even my lover.
¿Cómo? ¿Cómo que tu amante?
Oh yes. We enjoyed each other's company. Body, mind and soul. But even so, I desired more. You see, no matter how powerful a wizard we mortals can become, we never scratch more than the surface of the weave. Mistra keeps us in check. There are boundaries she doesn't let us cross. Yet, every time I was with her, I stood on the precipice, gazing into the wonders that lay beyond. I sought to cross her boundaries.
¿Qué hiciste para cruzar los límites?
I tried to convince her. I pouted. I pleaded. Swore my ambition was only to serve her better. She only smiled and told me to be contented. Inconceivable as it seems to me now, I shared a bed with a goddess, yet I wasn't satisfied. So I sought to prove myself worthy to her instead. We come now to the crux of my folly. Shall I share the story behind it, or would you rather head straight to its sordid finale?
No, ya tengo curiosidad, cuéntamelo.
Very well. Here goes. Once upon a very long time ago, a mighty lord lived in a tower. A flying tower, to be precise. I'll save his history for another time, but the gist of it is that he sought to usurp the goddess of magic so that he could become a god himself. He almost managed, but not quite. And his entire empire, Netheril, came crashing down around him as he turned to stone. The magic that was unleashed that day was phenomenal. Roiling like the prime chaos that outdates creation. Even the weave itself could not withstand the onslaught. It fractured, then shattered, and all magic was lost to the mortal realms, until the day Mystra returned. She restored the weave, reuniting all its scattered shards. Or so I thought. Until, in the course of my studies, I learned of a book. A Netherese tome in which a piece of the fractured weave had been sealed beyond her reach. What if, I thought, what if, after all this time, I could return this lost part of herself to the goddess?
¿Y cuál fue la respuesta?
The answer was to try. The outcome was to fail. I was certain that this deed of raw power, draped in romance, would convince Mystra to take me by the hand and welcome me into her hitherto forbidden domains. I was mistaken. I obtained the fabled book and took it into my study. As for what happened next... Here. Place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
You feel the tadpole quiver as you realize Gale is letting you in, into the dark. You see through Gale's eyes, staring down the corridors of a dread memory. A book, bound, and suddenly opened. Inside there are no pages, only a swirling mass of blackest weave that pounces. Its teeth, its claws, it's unstoppable as it digs through and becomes part of you. And gods, is it ever hungry.
Se le metió dentro una bola de magia concentrada. ¿Cómo es que sigues con vida?
Thankfully, the moment I absorbed the fragment wasn't enough to kill me outright. It was only the beginning. This Netherese blight, this orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest. And it needs to be fed. As long as I absorb traces of the weave from potent enough sources, it remains quiet. Were it ever to fully destabilize, however...
¿Qué pasará?
I will erupt. I don't know the exact magnitude of the eruption, but given my studies of Netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of Waterdeep.
Es horrible. ¿Hay algo que podamos hacer?
We might chance upon a king's collection of magical artifacts around the corner. We might cross paths with a miracle round the bend. Then again, we might not. All of this, it must feel like a betrayal. Say the word, and we'll part ways.
Somos un equipo y así va a seguir. No te preocupes.
That is a great relief. Oh, a great relief indeed. You truly are a soul that steals my own. From all my new rallied heart, I thank you. I thank you all. I understand if you stand against me. I'm humbled if you stand with me. Either way, I will do my best not to let you down. I stand at a precipice. But if you do not give up hope, neither shall I. I'll fight. I'll resist as long as I can. Now, even I am tired of the sound of my own voice. Let us venture forth.
Muy bien, nos vamos.